Let me illustrate to you further on how to balance the equation, this time using real business transactions. I have shared with you a simple illustration on donut delivery services in our Keeping It Balanced page. Please have the question ready with you while we proceed. In the illustration, we have Muhammad Don, who started a delivery business called Donut Delivery Services, henceforth DDS, on 30th November 2022. On 1st October 2022, it has cash of 15,000, loan from bank of 18,000, and a delivery van worth 30,000. The question also shared 5 transactions by the business in the month of October. Have a read through the transactions before we proceed. Pause this video and resume when you are ready. To start, let us look at requirement 1. The question asks us to calculate using the accounting equation the capital of Donut Delivery Services as at 1st October 2022. As given in the question, on 1st October, DDS has 15,000 cash, 18,000 bank loan, and a van worth 30,000. So under assets, we have cash and delivery van. Under liabilities, we have only bank loan. And thus, we need to find out how much is the capital as at that date. So for assets, we have a total of 45,000 ringgit, being cash of 15,000 plus delivery van of 30,000. For liabilities, we have 18,000 worth of bank loan. So simply by solving for the equation, we will get a balancing figure of 27,000, being the capital under equity. As simple as that. For requirement number 2, you need to go through each transaction and identify the element or elements involved in that transaction. Bear in mind that capital, withdrawal, income and expense will be under equity, but they affect equity in total differently, so be careful when you want to put the plus and minus sign to them. Let me just illustrate to you on how it should be done. For transaction 1, we have the owner, Muhammad Don, invested additional 10,000 ringgit to his business. So this transaction will have the item of cash, that is an item under asset, and the item of capital under equity. So you will have 10,000 under asset with a plus sign, and also 10,000 under equity with a plus sign. This transaction does not involve liabilities, thus nothing changes in liability. Then you ask, is the equation balanced? Yes, because now we have 10,000 on the left-hand side of the equation and the same amount of 10,000 on the right-hand side of the equation. That is our aim for each transaction, making sure that the equation is balanced after every transaction. For the rest of the transactions, you may try them on your own. Pause this video and resume when you are ready. We can now continue with requirement 3. All you need to do is to identify the name of the item under each element involved in each transaction. If you can refer back to the complete list of elements and sub-elements, this will help you with identifying the items. For example, for the first transaction, we have cash as the item under asset because the business received cash, and under equity, we know that the cash comes from the owner, thus the item is identified as capital. The name of the item is quite easy to determine. We simply put whatever it is in the transaction that feed either asset, liabilities, or equity. Also, for this transaction, the assets element increased by 10,000 by cash item with a plus sign, and the equity elements increased by 10,000 by capital item with a plus sign, since capital increases equity. Please bear in mind that the plus and minus signs are very important, as those signs will be used for journal entry purposes in determining whether the element should be debited or credited. So keep your eyes on the signs. For the rest of the transactions, try to do them on your own. Pause this video and resume when you are ready. Let us now check your answers to requirement 2 and 3 together. We have done transaction 1 earlier, so we shall start with the second transaction on October 5th. We have plus computer under asset at a value of 5,000, and a plus creditor of 5,000 under liability since the item was purchased on credit, not cash, and no changes in equity, thus the equation is balanced. Transaction 3, there is a minus cash of 1,000 under asset and another minus under equity for advertisement expense of the same amount while no changes in liability. Again, the equation is balanced. Transaction 4, there is a plus cash of 5,000 under asset and another plus of the same amount under equity by revenue, while no changes in liabilities. Thus, the equation is also balanced after this transaction. For the last transaction, there is a minus cash of 200 ringgit under asset and another minus of the same amount under equity by withdrawal, while no changes in liabilities. The equation is yet again remain balanced after this transaction. Congratulations, you have successfully ensuring the balance of the equation. In the next topic, we will use this illustration to do the journal entries by using the plus and minus signs in each element. But before that, I will first explain to you the double entry system for the journal entry. Before watching the next video, again, do try the assessment provided for you in this section to test your understanding of the topic. Also, feel free to re-watch the video if you think you need to. Until the next one, thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.